Namaste. Welcome to PSM Speak. How is the budget 2022-23? What is in it to you? It's good. It's good if you believe in market forces philosophy. And if you believe in trickle-down theory, if you believe that the government has no business to be in the business is the business of the business, then the budget is good. Not only good, it is the best in the given circumstances. But if you are one who is below poverty line, belong to lower middle classes, and to the masses of people, then unfortunately the budget is not at all satisfactory. Let us see why. The moment we say that budget, allocations to different sectors and relief in terms of taxes, the goods that you are going to buy getting cheaper, and the tax that you pay, income tax, some relief. Do we see such things in this budget? Because we said it is allocations, where from these allocations are made, where from the resources are accruing to the government to make these allocations. Bigger the budget, higher would be the allocation. But how is the budget? The budget size, the very budget size has been shrinking over years. And this budget is no exception. What is it that the government has allocated overall? What is the overall size of the budget? The overall size of the budget, it looks on the face of it very big. 39,44,909 crore. Big, and bigger than the revised estimate of 2021-22. The budget year is 2022-23. Year before is the current year, that is 2021-22. So it is higher than 37.70 lakh crore. It looks so, but that is not true. The budget as a percentage of the gross domestic product, this 39.44 lakh budget is equal to 15.29% of the gross domestic product, whereas the revised estimate of the budget 2021-22 is 16.23% of GDP. You may say that it's only a 1 percentage point difference. But what does 1 percentage point in terms of the gross domestic product? What is the gross domestic product as budgeted? It is 258 lakh crore. That means 1% translates to 2.58 lakh crore. So if the same level of budget allocation maintained as 2021-22 revised estimate, it would have been larger by 2.58 lakh crore. That is not there. So on the face of it, it shows that the budget level is low. And then the growth, the finance minister said government is happy that the growth is 9.2%, the highest growth among large economies of the world. It's gratifying to note that. But if you look at the details, our delight will be short-lived, because this is over the subdued growth on account of COVID or whatever reasons. Even before COVID also, there have been declining trends in the growth in India. So COVID alone is not responsible for slowing down of the growth. It is, as is everywhere in the world. But here in this country, even before the COVID, the economy had been slowing down. So that is another thing that we have to look at. Then another thing that on its face may look that no fresh taxes have been imposed. The personal income tax left the same as it was before, but that is no way satisfactory to the poor middle class, lower middle classes of people, because many anomalies had been created in the budgets before. That being left the same means nothing but the anomalies are continuing. The measures that the governments had taken in the previous budgets to benefit the rich will remain intact to the detriment of the poor. So that way, not altering the rates of taxes, direct taxes particularly, is no good news. Then coming to the allocations, because the size has been shrinking, allocations would also be low. And there is not enough maneuverability to the government to make sufficient allocations. Because if we look at the rupee goes in the budget at a glance, 70 to 80% of the expenditure on such things the government does not have control. These are the essential expenditures the government perforce has to make. They are like subsidies, defense spending, pensions, salaries, states' share in the taxes kitty, and the interest on the loans, the amount borrowed. All these things put together amount to 70 to 80%, then only 20% is left with the government. Because of that, how much the government can allocate? Let us see the important sectors, social sectors. One is health, education, agriculture. Agriculture is important because it gives food to all the 1.3 billion people. 130 crore persons get food from agriculture. So food security. Then it provides, I need not give details here, to a large number of, majority of the people get employment from out of agriculture. So that has got to be protected. What is done here? First, let us look at the health spending. Health spending is 86,606 crores. No, I am not even going into those details that certain items which do not fall under health head are included in this. Assuming that everything is fine, the health allocation is 86,606 crore against 85,985 crore revised estimate. 721 crore higher. Is it a higher allocation? Taking into the inflation, it is negative allocation. Let alone the absolute terms. In terms of the gross domestic product, the health spend of the government works out to 0.3% of the GDP. Whereas the expert committees, we often quote, like those of Dr. Srinatha Reddy Commission, even the Planning Commission, what did they say? At least 2.5 to 3% of GDP. Equivalent to that should go for health sector to make strides towards universal health care system. World over, the world average on health spending is 6% of the GDP. Let alone that world average. But what the expert committees here in India suggested, the 2.5%. It is nowhere near. Of course, the state governments might spend, historically, that's what has been happening, 0.7%. That 0.7% plus 0.3% together makes up 1% and around. Nowhere near the desirable level, even after this pandemic experience. Now, education. How much have they allocated? 1,04,278 crore. That again is 0.4% of the GDP. How much should the government spend on education? Kothari Commission way back in 1966 said the education spend should be 5%. This 5% should be reached by when? Not 2021, 22, 23, 1985, 86. But that did never happen. So that is the educational spending. Then the more important or equally important segment, as I told you, agriculture. On agriculture and allied activities, the spending is 1,51,521 crore. Yes, this is higher compared to the revised estimate of 2021-22 budget. That was 1,47,764 crore. How much bigger? 3,757 crore. But if you calculate 5% inflation on 1,47,764 crore, That works out to 7,388 crore. But the higher outlay here is 3,757, a little more than the half. That means there is negative allocation on agriculture and allied activities. Worse still, food subsidy. We need not do any such exercises as to find whether it is in terms of GDP, what is it. The allocation under food subsidies is 2,06,831 crore, and revised 2021 2,86,469 crore. The present budget allocation is 79,638 crore, or say 80,000 crore less than the amount that was allocated in the revised estimate. Then fertilizers. How much is this? It is 1,05,222 crores against 1,40,122 crore revised estimate previous year, which means 34,900 crore less than the revised estimate. So lower allocations are very clearly seen without requiring any extra effort for us to know whether this is small or big. And now about the capital expenditure and employment. The finance minister said that due to productivity linked incentives, Atma Nirbhar vision, the capital expenditure in the budget also, the result was the estimate 60 lakh new jobs over 5 years period, 6 million, or say 12 lakh jobs, 1.2 million a year. But what is the unemployment scenario in the country? The CMI data says there are 53 million unemployed in the country by December 2021, and additionally every year 5 to 6 million new unemployed are joining to the stock. Of course, 17 million are not active, only 36 million are active. Inactive means that they are not seeking employment, maybe because they are aware that there is no point in seeking employment because they are not getting employment. Whatever it is, 53 million unemployed and 5 to 6 million adding every year. 53 million, 5 crore 30 lakh. Again is this 12 lakh over a year, 12 lakh a year, or 60 lakh over 5 years. So nothing much has been done to address the unemployment problem in the country, which is 48 years high. Now medium, small, micro enterprise. What did the government do for this? Why it is important, this sector? It is important because 111 million persons are in the MSME sector. The data as per NSS 73rd round survey 2015-16, and as many as 550 million people are dependent on MSME. Not only in terms of jobs to the people, MSME contributes 33% to the gross value added. Not only that, it is providing livelihoods to 55 crore people. Also, MSME's share in India's exports is high, 50%. So that needs all the support. Unfortunately, adequate support or the intentions are not seen in the budget. Talking about MSME, the finance minister said under ECLGS, Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, 130 lakh MSMEs were benefited. This ECLGS is nothing but government standing guarantee to the additional loans to the eligible borrowers under this scheme. The borrowers who have taken loan during a specified time. Now what the government wants to do is to extend the time up to March 2023. not for all, but to the enterprises in the hospitality and related segment. We do not know how many actually got the benefit and which segment of the MSME got this. Even if they got it is the loan from the bank, there is no outgo from the budget. So this is not a very big help to the MSMEs. Another scheme the government announced in the budget is a ramp. What is this ramp? Raising and accelerating MSME performance. We have to know the details yet. But whatever. What is the outlay? Rupees 6,000 crore to be spent over 5 years, which means 1200 crore per year. In India, 1200 crore to the MSME sector. The size itself is not really satisfactory, so we can't say that adequate benefit is going to come out of this new scheme also. We see some interesting things in the budget. Taxing the income out of cryptocurrency. Doesn't it mean that the government is going to legalize the cryptocurrency? And maybe there are some good things that the government has done. For example, Har Ghar Nal Se Jal. Drinking water to 3.8 crore households. Good. 60,000 crore allocation for this. Then under PM Awas Yojana, 8 lakh houses, 48,000 crore. It's good, all right. But how good are going to be the houses that the government is going to build? The quality of the benefit that provided is one thing, and advocacy. But yet, some good thing for the poor. So overall, the budget is not satisfactory. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. Please click on that subscribe button below. After that, please don't forget to click on the bell icon to get the notifications as and when I upload a fresh video to this channel. Thank you.